Alright, you clicked on this because you want to make your own cabinet. Maybe something looks similar to this. Well, you came to the right video. No fluff, let's get straight to it. Take a quick snapshot of this. This is exactly what I used for materials when it comes to this cabinet. And if you look at the top right, I'm going to show you that I broke down 2 sheets of pre-finished plywood, just like this, to build the base of this cabinet. After cutting everything down, I like to use Amazon. Sorry about that, that was my neighbor. I like to buy this edge band from Amazon, quick and easy. Just iron it on, and once you iron it on, you'll cut it up and clean it up, and I'll show you how to do that later. But I first want to show you that I made the middle panel by gluing 2 pieces together to make that thickness there, and I got some 3-inch iron on to cover that face. Now what I promised you, this is how I trim up the edge band. I use this from Amazon, of course the link is in the bio, and I quickly slide it down to trim that off. It's so easy. So easy your 2-year-old can do it. Not really. But I come back with my little sander, and look how clean that looks. After finishing all of those, I came back, put some pocket holes where they need to be. By the way, I invested in this Craig jig here. Oh, absolutely love it. For the back, this is how I set up my table saw. I take a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, which is going to be the back panels. Make sure I got some wiggle room in there. Then I take my scrap piece, lower the blade to probably about a little less than a 1/2 inch, and then slide that sucker over. This is the reason why you want to scrap. But first, do your first cut, and check it out. This is the space you want. You want to be able to have those back pieces fitting in the back. Take all your pieces and go down the table saw with that once, and don't move your fence, and I'll show you why. So you're not done. You can see here that 1/4 inch pre-finished plywood is not going to fit in that first cut. It's not wide enough. So take your scrap piece and get on the table saw and slide it over just a hair so you can make that 1/4 inch gap. Now I got lucky. My first cut, I didn't have to make any more adjustments. Look at this. Ooh, snugger, snugger. Don't move that table saw fence. Take your panels and now cut your second line. After that second cut, you can see that I'm putting all the panels together. And then once they're all together, I got my box, but I need to find the center. So once I found the center, I took my middle piece and got that screwed up. And this is why I made that little space in the back, because you want to put the brackets in the back as I did here. And after that, I just did a little, just a little test fit. Looking nice, cool, good to go. Now it's time to cut your 1/4 inch pre-finished white birch, because you want that to slide down those gaps you just created. Like butter. And now you can put that top panel on and make it fit snug. This is amazing. I don't own a huge shop. I'm a DIY guy. So I don't have these automatic machines that make holes for your adjustable shelves. I have this tool here. And look how easy it is to use. To make your life easier, you probably could have done this before you put the whole cabinet together, but buy one of these. As for the hinges, I got Blum hinges, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch overlay, which is great. my plywood is 3/4 inch, and it's going to slow close, and I want minimal gaps. Look at that. The left door should be here, the right door should be there. I should have a very small gap with some adjustability, which is nice about the Blum. So take the measurement of that space and then basically cut that in half. Look like I'm pondering something, but I'm not. I'm faking it for you guys. Cut that in half and then you'll have 2 doors. I'm not going to show you how I made the doors. That's probably for another video, because that'll make this video probably 60 minutes. But I do want to take this time to show you how I made it look like this was an inset cabinet by making some side panels that are a little bit bigger than the original panels. And once you put those doors in there, it's going to look like this. And you have to have Blum hinges, because Blum hinges actually make the door sink into there to make it flush with the sides. And so the sides I use plywood, but the top and bottom I'm going to use some hardwood. I think this was poplar. Yeah, I think it was poplar, but I used maple for the top and bottom, and you can see how that looks there. And I let it hang over slightly more than the sides, just to give it a little bit more of a quick touch. So I want to show you something where I could have easily died, but I want you guys to learn from this. Watch my hand let go too soon. Right there. You see that? Oh. Oop. Yep, almost died. I can't tell you what I was thinking at the time, but I'm for sure thinking, man, that could have been bad. I kept that in there because I wanted you to see how easy it is to make a mistake when your mind is somewhere else. So this is me cutting the top and bottom hardwood piece. You can see at the bottom and the top. This one's the top. And I used some quick CA glue. Oh, wait a second. That's my logo. Look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? Anyways, see how I capped it at the top and slightly pushed it over that edge. And I'm going to be transparent again. Originally, I thought I was going to use some crown molding until I blew that corner out. Yep, had to go a different route. So I did this. I had some old baseboard, got some 3/4 inch ply, CA glued it together like that, set that right on top of the hardwood that I installed. And what I do is I basically pin that down into the hardwood like that. And I probably should have planned the bottom a little bit better, but also created a lip at the bottom. Pin those in. And you can see here, there's a little bit of a gap, so just fill that up with some caulking. Tape it up, and then paint it. Painting is a whole another video to do. I use my Apollo HVLP with some white poly, but again, that's for another video. I know I'm giving you tips to try this at home, but don't try this at home by yourself. I don't know if I'm going to die or not right now, so you'll be the first to witness if I die. So my kids heard the bang. Hopefully my wife didn't hear it. Don't try this at home, kids. Yeah, so I took a different route. The route I should have taken in the first place. Got my level laser from Hoto out. And I have some grabos on the wall. Those suction the wall. Gave me a little bit of a hand to hold that up while I screwed it into the studs. You can see I can slightly adjust it there. And when comparing it to the laser, I noticed I was a little off, so made a quick adjustment. Again, those grabos did the job. This little jig here helped me install the doors all at the same level. You just basically set it on there, and then bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, good to go. So this is my first time ever using Blum, and I was shook. I was like, wait, what happened here? I was confused. Why wouldn't it close?
Pull-ups? What? Is it too close? You can't force it shut.
That's my wife clowning on me because I'm trying to be an expert here, or at least look like one. It was locked.
Why do they have locks?
Good question, babe. I thought it was locked. Those little levers turn off the so close, dummy. So the good thing about these hinges, you can make slight adjustments to make sure that your reveal is even all the way across. You can move it up, in, sideways. See there? We're good to go. This is another little jig that's very helpful whenever you're doing cabinet hardware. Sit it flush against there, choose whatever hole you want, screw it through, and then add your hardware. The one thing I did forget to film were the inside shelves. You know those holes that I made? Yeah, those are for the adjustable shelves. But this cabinet is beautiful, right? It's my first ever inset cabinet. I still have to do the top. I need to add some trim. I also have plans to redo that cabinet, put a little shelf here. And I also recently just did an Instagram video where I threw up some walnut shelves. Go there and check it out. But thanks for joining and watching. Hopefully you learned something. Get out there and do it.